I worked as a custodian in a middle school for years. At night, the building was different, alive in ways it shouldn't be. The basement? That's where things never felt right. One night, I had no choice but to go down there. Every step echoed like I wasn't alone. That's when I heard it. The sound of something moving in the dark. A door that should have been locked stood slightly open. And from the darkness, something was waiting. I thought it was just an empty room, but when I stepped closer, I realized I wasn't alone. I used to work nights at a middle school. At first, it was peaceful, until I realized the building itself seemed alive after dark. Small noises echoed differently at night. A locker pop, pipes knocking. My brain turned them into footsteps. The basement. I never felt comfortable there. Concrete halls, old desks, broken furniture. It had a smell of damp that clung to your clothes. An older custodian warned me, "Don't go down there unless you have to." He joked about it being haunted. I laughed then. 2 years in, I had to retrieve folding chairs. The stairwell door loomed like a threshold into another world. I reached the bottom, flipped the switch. Only a few lights flickered on. Most of the hallway remained in shadow. I found the chairs in a dusty room. As I bent to lift them, I heard a soft dragging sound somewhere down the hall. My heart pounded. I shone my flashlight both ways. Nothing, but the cold draft hit my face like a warning. I returned for more chairs. The stacks seemed different, as if someone had touched them while I was gone. A classroom door down the hall was cracked open. My stomach sank. It should have been locked. As I stepped closer to the cracked door, the air grew heavier. Every breath felt thick, almost wrong. I saw a faint shadow twitch in the corner of the classroom. My mind screamed, couldn't be real. But I knew it was. The paperclip on the desk had moved. It lay in the middle of the floor, perfectly aligned with the doorway. My flashlight flickered. I thought about leaving, but curiosity chained me in place. Then I heard it, a chair dragging slowly across the floor. Far away, yet unmistakable. The older custodian had warned me, but I never listened. Now I understood. The basement had a memory of its own. I tried to tell myself it was the building settling, but the sounds repeated too deliberately. Every hallway looked longer than before. Every door seemed to shift when I blinked. The air grew colder. My flashlight caught a figure in the shadows, but when I blinked, it was gone. I felt eyes watching me from the dark corners. Every step I took echoed like a warning. The shadows moved even when I stood still. It was as if the basement itself breathed around me. I tried to convince myself it was imagination, but the cold spots and whispering proved otherwise. A door slammed shut behind me. I spun around, empty. My heart raced. The older custodian's warnings echoed in my mind. Some doors shouldn't be opened at night. I moved cautiously, each step a test. Something unseen seemed to follow, silent but present. Lights flickered violently. One moment the hall was empty, the next, a silhouette at the far end. I realized then, curiosity was dangerous. Every sound, every shadow was amplified by fear. Boxes seemed to shift when I looked away. Chairs leaned differently than before. The floor seemed to stretch under me, endless. Every corner held potential movement. I froze. A low scraping sound echoed from the farthest end of the basement. The scraping grew louder, closer, like something being dragged along the concrete floor. I gripped the flashlight tighter. My breath felt shallow, almost stolen by the air. A whisper echoed. Not words, but the cadence of speech, just beyond understanding. I forced myself toward the sound, though every instinct begged me to flee. The door swung half open on its own, revealing a room stacked with broken desks. I stepped inside. The air was thick, suffocating, carrying a stench of mildew and rust. One chair toppled slowly, as if nudged by unseen hands. My flashlight flickered violently, plunging me into choking darkness. In that black void, I felt movement, something brushing past my leg. My survival instinct finally screamed, "Leave! Get out before it was too late." I stumbled into the hallway, but now every door stood slightly open. It felt like the building itself had awakened, aware of me, watching me. From one door, a hand thin, pale, inhuman slid briefly into view. My legs moved on their own. I ran, every step echoing like gunfire in the empty halls. I reached the stairwell. Relief flooded me until I saw the heavy door slowly close. I lunged, slamming my shoulder into the door, fighting to keep it open. I burst into the stairwell, light pouring over me like salvation.